Oba Femi is the king of the ring, Iyo Sky is the queen of the ring, and Sami Zayn is the new WWE Champion. That and more as we go over WWE Night of Champions. We open up the night with Jey Uso versus Oba Femi in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Jey would hit the Uso splash, but wouldn't even get a 1 count, and Oba Femi grabs his neck and gives him a choke slam. Jey would hit 2 Uso splashes, but it's not enough. Oba would hit the fall from grace, and thankfully that's all it took to put down Jey Uso, and now Oba Femi is the king of the ring. All is right with the world. I was expecting the absolute worst, but I guess WWE isn't that fucking stupid to squander an opportunity like this. I mean, Oba winning was an absolute layup. They could not fumble this. Now the question is, who will Oba face at SummerSlam? But whoever it is, Oba Femi should win 110%, because Oba just isn't the ruler anymore. He's the king. Next up is Liv Morgan versus Iyo Sky in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Right before the match, Danhausen would curse Liv Morgan, which whatever helps Iyo Sky win, I guess. Iyo would go for the over the moonsault, but Liv would push her onto the steel steps and Iyo would hurt her knee. Liv would put Iyo into a half crab, but even with a bad knee, Iyo would be able to hit a Spanish fly off the top rope and would hit the over the moonsault to win the match and become the Queen of the Ring. I'm so glad WWE didn't fuck up the King and Queen of the Ring winners. This is probably the first time the Queen of the Ring is actually a good wrestler, and Iyo doesn't waste any time and tells Liv Morgan she'll see her at SummerSlam, which I'm not too thrilled because this match was not that good. But nonetheless, all hail Queen Iyo. Next up is Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker in a steel cage match. Before the match can even start, Seth grabs anything he can and throws it into the ring, and Bron would do the same. Seth and Bron would be fighting on top of the cage, and Seth would suplex Bron off the top of the cage through a table, and Bron Breakker is immediately busted open. Bron would try and escape and pussy out, but Seth would stop him from leaving. Bron would look to spear Seth in the corner through a table, but Seth would move out of the way, and that would allow Seth to hit the curb stomp, but Bron still kicks out. Bron would look for one last gasp, but Seth would hit an avalanche curb stomp to put down Bron Breakker and win the match. I was expecting the usual soft WWE steel cage bullshit, where someone leaves the cage at the end, but Bron should have won here. He needed the win and the momentum more than Seth did. Hopefully after this, these two can move on to better things. Next up is Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship. Ricky would grab Yachty's kendo stick and do a little bit of lying, cheating, and stealing, and it works with Yachty being thrown out of the match. But it wouldn't matter, as in the end, Trick would hit the trick shot to win the match and retain his United States Championship. The match was meh. After the match though, Ricky would look to attack Trick, but Yachty would come back and attack Ricky with his kendo stick, and Yachty would hit the people's elbow. The match might have been nothing special, but it's nice seeing young stars being featured on pay-per-view. Well, maybe new stars would be the better term. Next up is Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's United States Championship. Tiffany would be on the top rope, but B-Fab and Meechin would distract Tiffany, but Chelsea Green would come from under the ring and take out B-Fab and Meechin. But while the ref is distracted, Jade would go for the United States Championship to use it, but Charlotte Flair comes out of nowhere and takes the belt from her and hits her with it, and that would allow Tiffany to hit the prettiest moonsault ever to win the match and retain her United States Championship. This match was all over the place. The crowd obviously didn't give a fuck about it, but it's the first time the Women's United States Championship has been defeated on pay-per-view, so that's something at least. And this sets up a potential match between Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. And we move on to the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship. Cody would hit the crossroads on Gunther, but Sami would pull the ref out of the ring. Gunther would go for a powerbomb on Sami, but he would reverse it into a sunset flip. Sami would hit the haluva kick, but Cody gets his revenge and pulls the ref out on Sami this time. Sami would attempt the package pile driver on Cody for his friend Kevin Owens, but Cody would back body drop Sami through an announce table. Gunther would powerbomb Cody onto the announce table, but it doesn't break. But Gunther would hit the powerbomb again and puts him through it. Gunther would have Cody in the sleeper hold, and it looks like Cody's fading. The ref raises his hand to drop it, but Sami would stop the match from ending. Sami would hit the haluva kick on Gunther, but Gunther would find a way to kick out. Cody would hit a double crossroads on Sami and Gunther, and Cody would go for another crossroads on Sami, but Sami would roll up Cody to win the match and finally win a world championship in WWE. I didn't think it would happen. They showed a graphic that this was his 10th try at a world championship. I thought this would be another failed attempt and Cody would sneak away with the win here. But what a surprise for Sami to win the WWE Championship. He more than deserved it. And this match was great. These three were absolutely cooking. And there's definitely going to be a fallout on SmackDown. But for the time being, the show ends with Sami Zayn standing tall as WWE Champion. And that was a Night of Champions. It definitely could have been worse. A lot of these matches were either okay or meh, but at least all the right winners won tonight. Oba Femi winning the King of the Ring. I definitely did not want to see Jey Uso Uso win the King of the Ring at fucking 1 in the afternoon. Iyo Sky winning the Queen of the Ring. Bron should've won though in that Seth match, but the match was good, so it's okay, I guess. The 2 United States Championship matches they happened, but that main event was great. And Sami Zayn winning? What a fucking surprise. I didn't think Triple H had it in him. He didn't take the safe route this time. Now we look forward to SummerSlam. Hopefully Iyo Sky and Oba Femi are gonna be world champions at SummerSlam. Do not squander this Oba Femi push. This is the easiest fucking layup ever. But it is WWE, I wouldn't hold my breath. But tell me what you all think of Night of Champions in the comments. Most importantly, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll make more silly videos like this in the future, so stop on by when the time comes. But until then, be careful.